Cero, Mero. That's right. We got Penta in the building. Now, I ain't gonna lie. When he was spilling his whole heart out and talking to the fans and to his family and stuff, and I skipped it. I did. I skipped it. Not because he's talking Spanish. Like I was like, cool. I was like, all I could get a couple words. I can't speak Spanish, but it was just because it was long. It was just because it was long. That's all. I was like, I'm not. I was like, that's the. See, I was like, I watch all my stuff nearly. It's like wrestling or also like NFL and stuff like that. I watch that stuff. I normally don't watch it live, so I can just scroll through everything and just do it really fast. And this was one of them where it was just like I was like, okay. I was like, once I knew it wasn't like a like I was like, it was really just him being like, hey, I'm in WWE. I'm so happy. I know this is what y'all been waiting for. I'm also like free and all this other stuff. I was like, cool, heartfelt. All right, blah 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 blah. I was like, but I was like the match with Chad Gable, which I was like Chad Gable at some point going to start winning, right? But the match with Chad Gable, I thought was like it was like it. And I get it now. Once I sort of got to the end, because at first I would just kind of be like, "Oh man, this is not how I wanted to see Penta come out. I want to see Penta come out." But I got it where it was just like, all right, we think that he's going to be this. Cause one, some of us just like if you ain't seen Penta, you over here to be like, oh, he's a luchador. He did all this thing. Where I'm like, he could do a lot. Where he could do a lot of moves. He could ground base jump, how many high fly and all this other thing. Um, so I thought it was good that I was like with Chad Gable, you could sort of start off slow. I was like they could do the whole counter stuff. Show that off for him, and also knock off some rust because I was like he was rusty at the beginning. I was like, what to expect? He'd been on hiatus for a good long time. And then as things started going on, they was over here, they was speeding up, they was over here doing it with the chops and stuff, and I was like, all right, this is what's up. And then to the point that he did the Mexican Destroyer, and I was actually in the back of my mind the whole time. I'm like, I wonder if they gonna let him do it, just because I was like, I know where the play that he come from. They sort of spam that move in a way where it's just a regular move. Here, I was like, while it is going to also be a move that just sort of happens in transition, I was like, the fact that it can be brought out of nowhere and nobody else really does it, I think that would sort of will help the move. Because I was like, he's the only one on the roster I can think of that does this move in a way where it's like, oh, okay, this will just be his. You don't have to worry about it being overdone. But yeah, no, I was like, Penta came out and I was like, and that was great. And I was like, I also hope that. And I was like, I think his music is pretty good considering all things. Cause I was like, I didn't know how that was gonna go. I was like, I'm fine with him just naming being Penta. I was like, I don't think we need any of the other. I was like, his other nicknames. Right now, I was like, I doubt. I was like the pentagram. I doubt you were gonna be maybe necessary to do that. I was like, I think Penta is Cero. No, I think it's fine that it's just Penta. And maybe hell, he was like, I'm gonna use all these other names. He's like, this is fine right now. I think I was like, we'll see how Ray Phoenix if he get to keep his both names. I think he would probably keep his because his is not like, like I was like, I hate saying Seth freaking Rollins. I was like, I felt like that's how Penta stuff was like that extra bit that you don't necessarily need. But no, man, I was like, the match was great, doing the chops, and I was like, I hope at some point we get him flying high up to the sky. Here and there. I was like, but I don't think it'll be till like after WrestleMania. But speaking of Seth, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk. Also, I was like, I skipped through most of their entrances. I was like, CM Punk basically went on a whole thing about basically now that he's done with Seth, he's going to go and look up at this neon sign y'all can't see over here when I enter the Rumble to go to WrestleMania. Speaking of Cena, and then speaking of Seth, and he comes out and CM Punk is mad. He's like, why can't it be Rhea Ripley that interrupts me? He said that was little Mike, and he got a shine. Seth got a shiner. He's over here like, I can't let it go. So my whole motivation is going to be to destroy your dream and be in that same spot by being in the Royal Rumble. So now there's two people in the Royal Rumble. Drew comes out. Seth, CM Punk thinking that he wants to fight, but I was like, but he's over here talking to Seth and whatnot. And basically, he just sort of called his shot to be in the Rumble. But he did the same thing as Cena. And I thought it would have been funny if he mocked Cena So like he did the whole thing where he's like, oh, if there was some way that I could go in and I could be in the main event, I could stop you two and I could stop Roman from whatever he's doing or whatever and all this stuff, blah blah blah. Oh, the Rumble, and that's sort of like what Cena did. And I was like, it would have been good if they would have tied that goofiness with Cena, because I was like, while I do think it worked for Drew, I would also think it would have needed in this situation. But now we got those for the jam pack, and his whole thing with Roman right now, and Roman being back on top because he's like everybody else handle business. But itself confronts Sami about this same similar thing. So it is sort of funny that while he's over here not hearing Drew's bullshit about it, he is coming at Sami for basically being like, but you allowed it to happen at the same time. And then Sami, I was like, carrying cross, I really enjoy with the Miz, basically like, hey, I'm a 2-time champion. He's telling you never been. Sami's just like, I'm gonna just beat your ass tonight. And then carrying cross is like, ha, the Wyatts on SmackDown. I'm not helping you out here with this. And we'll see if their connection still goes. I'm not also gonna lie, I really kind of didn't watch that match either. I was like, oh, Sami Miz. I was like, I didn't fast forward. I just didn't watch it. Let's see. I was like, we got Rhea Ripley coming out to basically saying, and she said, I know I sound repetitive because I'm pretty sure you hear what people say on Twitter, but she's like, hey, mommy's on top. Mommy got her title back. Now Jax comes out basically saying, I was like, I wonder if we're going to put her back on here. I was like, because she said she's here through the transfer window, basically, but she still ain't had her thing with Tiffany. So we're going to see how that kind of goes. Also, she gets put back over here. Are we just going to get where was Rhea and Nia for that whole time? Then Bayley's over here. She got her BB at Bayley. She's like, get something new, but she's like, it still works, whatever. And then they just sort of knocked Nia out the ring. It was just sort of a segment. The Ludwig Kaiser, I was like, Sheamus match is always a banger. And Sheamus won, of course. And this should be the end of the Ludwig Kaiser thing, just because I was like, he didn't get any wins, I don't think, at all. We got a confrontation between him and Bron Breakker, and they're gonna face each other at Saturday Night Main Event, which I want to say I don't think Bron Breakker would win, just because one, he hadn't done nothing at all in a while because he had 2 Raws, haven't done nothing, and also I was like, yeah, but you would think that's for a different day. I was like, but they're gonna be a Saturday Night Main Event. Speaking of, another match we got is Gunther versus Jey Uso, because Jey Uso basically is like challenging Gunther, and basically Gunther's like, you still a tag team wrestler, you ain't about it, you ain't worth my level. We've already fought twice before, and I over here dealt that ass a new ass. And so Jey Uso's like, yeah, I know, but I got belief in myself, so if you believe in me, oos, yeet. And we're going to get it, and Jey Uso's going to get his ass beat again by Gunther at this time. And at some point, like Gunther said, that it is a name, not actually what you are, because that's what I am, being main event. So, we got Dakota. Also, Raw being 2.5 hours, and that was me skipping stuff, so basically, that thing was like 1:50. Awesome. If they're going to do stuff like this where sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 2, whatever, I'm totally down with this new situation that we got where we don't have to actually just sit and prepare ourselves to be here for however long it is. I'm down with this. Last but not least, we had the Dakota Kai Lyra match, and it was a really, really good match. I was like, it was physical. They was over here doing stuff out the ring. Oh yeah, I know there's another match. And Lyra is your winner, and I'm totally fine with that. I was like, because I was like, either way, it's going to be between one of these two. But I think Lyra sort of has the repertoire to do the intercontinental thing, while Dakota Kai could totally be in the chasing moment of it all. But yeah, no, I was like, it was hard hitting. I was like, I think they did put it out to where who was going to win, kind of thing. And then we got Damien and we got Finn Balor. And this should be it. I was like, I think they're gonna. I would say they should move over to SmackDown, but I was like, you might want to move Priest. Either way, I was like, now that's over. It was a fun match. I was like, it had the level of carnage that needed to have for this feud, that it could be the blow off, And cool, we ain't got to see these again until we get to the Rumble. Maybe even don't even do then. But I was like, with Priest basically getting the win and it being over, going through a couple tables. Good, done, finito, kaput. I ain't have nothing really for that match. I was like, it was one of those where I was like, I was watching it, but I was just kind of just like, I was like, cool, do cool spots and have this be over. I'm sort of done with this. But anyway, what did y'all think of the Raw? Did y'all enjoy the Cero, Mero? I was like, I don't think I look as cool as he did. But let me know what y'all think. The CM Punk, all that other stuff, but there was a lot of rambling on today that was also not needed as well. But at least it wasn't that long of a Raw. Anyway, till then, peace. I'm out.